There's a battle going on in Berlin. It's a battle for space on the streets. It's still not enough. This campaign group has been collecting signatures for weeks. They want to limit the number of cars driving into central Berlin.
We are an initiative who aims to have a referendum for Berlin, for all Berliners. And if we get enough signatures until tonight, then there will be a referendum.
7% of Berliners would have to sign up. So the initiative needs 175,000 names on their list. One place where volunteers are hoping to find support is Tempelhofer Feld, a former airport and now popular park close to the city center. Passers-by are generally receptive, with many happy to sign.
I've had several close calls. Drivers racing out of side streets and not paying attention. There are too few bike lanes. Too many cars and bad air. Our traffic policy needs to be better.
But some people also get annoyed by cyclists speeding on sidewalks.
I was knocked over by a cyclist just the other day.
We have a long tradition in Berlin of focusing all our local transit efforts on cars. We have major urban highways where no one else did. We have a lot of wide streets, and we have public space that is practically given away free to cars. So no matter what other cities are doing, here in Berlin we continue to fixate on the car.
And yet Berlin was once on the right track. During the COVID-19 pandemic, many people suddenly wanted to ride bikes to prevent infection on crowded buses or trains. New bike lanes were set up in no time at all. There was even a local law designed to make transportation more climate-friendly, the so-called Mobility Act. But today, standstill and removal of bike lanes. But more on that later. First, let's take a look abroad at Paris, Copenhagen and Amsterdam, as well as Montreal and Bogota. They've all transformed their city centers in some respects, making it easy for people there to switch to cycling. And in Berlin?
The number of cyclists has risen sharply. It's practically doubled in the last 20 years and could still grow much more. Right now it's about 20%, but we could reach 40%. Basically, we need more space on the streets, more infrastructure and safe bike lanes.
Berlin has several cyclist protests every month. Today's demonstrators want to prevent a bike lane installed during the pandemic from being removed along a busy main road. The authorities say the bike lane has made it more difficult for fire trucks and ambulances to access homes there. For the protesters, this is a pretext. Several bike lanes that were added under the new law are now set to disappear. Heinrich Strösenreuter, who once spearheaded the law for better urban mobility, can hardly believe it.
I'm furious that the mobility law, which promotes better coexistence on the roads, is now being destroyed.
And now cars can go faster again in Berlin. For legal reasons, Berlin had to reduce the speed limit from 50 to 30 kilometers per hour. The air quality was too poor. The city tracks pollution levels via monitoring stations like this. Despite the hundreds of thousands of cars that travel between Berlin and the surrounding area every day, the air quality is improving. On major roads, nitrogen dioxide levels average a maximum of 36 micrograms per cubic meter.
Far stricter limits will go into effect a few years from now. The limit for nitrogen dioxide, a toxic diesel exhaust pollutant, will be halved to 20 micrograms, and the WHO says anything above 10 is harmful to health.
Deutsche Umwelthilfe is a German-based NGO that has sued governments many times. The lower air quality limits will come into force in 2030. And the Environmental Protection Organization will now closely monitor how this affects air quality once speed limits on many streets are raised from 30 to 50. Studies confirm that air quality improves as more people switch from cars to bicycles. cyclists on a silent sit-down protest in front of the town hall. On the third Wednesday in May, they gather worldwide every year, dressed in white, to commemorate cyclists and pedestrians who have died in traffic accidents.
It's scary and very moving, and it hits close to home because you always think it could be me or someone I know.
We want to ensure that in the future there will be no serious or fatal accidents. It's called Vision Zero.
Sabine Speiser has also been taking part. For 6 years. It helps her cope with her loss.
It was a car, some big SUV, that ran a red light at 80 or 90 kilometers per hour in a 30 zone and made this risky passing maneuver, swerving right and left. My husband was riding his bike on the right side of the road and was hit from behind, and with immense force because of the speed. He died instantly.
Every year on social media, people share impressions of related demonstrations from all over the world.
To the world that every rider on the road.
Vision Zero, in many places, still just a vision. The German Aerospace Center in Berlin has a special institute dedicated to traffic research. Scientists here are looking for solutions for the city where more than 300,000 people commute to work by car every day.
That's why we need this combination of our 4 modes of transportation: walking, biking, public transport, and, if necessary, driving a car.
Ute Bonde from the Conservative Party is a transportation senator in the Berlin government. She's responsible for current developments in the city, the dismantling of bike lanes and a return to a 50 km/h speed limit in many places. Her vision? Move bike traffic to side streets. 3,000 sharing hubs enabling people to make short trips by e-scooter or e-bike. And the city's rail network is said not to be expanded, but automated.
People should simply choose for themselves the fastest and most convenient way to get from A to B. In my view, it shouldn't be the case that decisions are imposed from above, telling people, you have to get around this way or that way. It should be the other way around. People need to voice their needs.
Something that certainly happens at the year's biggest bicycle rally. Participants ride from all directions into Berlin, converging in the center, around 30,000 of them. They all want more and better bike lanes in the city. On the sidelines, drivers wait patiently. Or in some cases, vent their frustration.
It's fine, I'm a cyclist too. You just have to wait a bit, things will get moving again eventually. They don't pay taxes, they ride however they want, which is a bit unfair to motorists.
He's referring to the motor tax, because cyclists and all residents do of course pay into the larger public tax system. A few minutes before midnight. 13,000 additional signatures have been collected in the last few hours alone. But it's not enough. The traffic referendum is off the table. Still, the numerous protests in this city will continue for now. At least until the next elections.